Hey everybody, it is the CoolB'more driver coming at you. It has been a while since I uploaded my last video. Again, this is not a video about rideshare. This is a video that is strictly showing you my new setup from after my wife and I moved from our apartment into our house. So this is my new setup. It is virtually the same as my last video when we're talking about the 4K switching and using the Elgato to stream videos. So as you can see, there's my TV in the middle, my Xbox there on the left, and my computer laptop on the right. And just underneath underneath my TV on the left, just at the bottom left, you can see 4 lights. That is my 4K switch splitter. And I'm going to pan over top my TV, and just behind it, and hopefully this will remain a clear video, you can see my Elgato in the back. All right. Now, another thing that I have is just on the left in between my Xbox and my TV, there is a Echo Dot, which I use to do voice commands between my TV, my Xbox, and some of the games and applications on my Xbox. So for those of you who watched my last video, you saw how I had my 4K splitter set up and how I could use that to switch between my laptop and also my Xbox by simply pushing either a button on the remote, which is that little silver remote that I'm gonna pan right here in the middle, or I could push a little button just on the right side of my switch. You can barely see the word select here, but there's a button just around here that I can push to switch between my TV. So if I push that button, you should see my laptop display, right? And then if I push that same select button back, it should go back to my Xbox display, and there it is. All right, it's a little dimmed out because I'm not using it, so just bear with me. So this is my setup with my sound bar. And another important thing to take into account is using an UPS, or an automatic voltage regulator. It's basically a battery backup. Laptops already have one built in, which is the power cord. So if you're leaving it on a charge, if the power goes out, your laptop is automatically going to revert to battery power. So that allows for safe shutdown, safe saving of any information that you might be currently working on. And it also saves your computer. But with your TV and your Xbox, they don't have that feature built in. So that's why I have the battery backup. That allows for me to either continue to play my Xbox and watch TV or some of the apps that are on there, or just go ahead and shut it down. But this battery backup that I have, I got it off of Amazon. Got it from Best Buy. I looked at Amazon, but it was a better price at Best Buy. It's a CyberPower battery backup. It has a surge protector side, but anything that passes information through it, I would recommend you put on the battery surge side. That is the part that is going to allow you to keep your devices on, so you can do a safe shutdown or safe saving of information that you could be currently working on. All right, so I also have all my stuff Batman here. So I'm just gonna shut off the light real quick, and I'm gonna show you some of the things that I have while trying to keep this panned in as best as possible. All right, so over here, and these are just things I got off of Wish. My little Batman staying there. I'm gonna pan over here. You should see, oh, I gotta use the remote for that. So let me use the remote, and I'm gonna turn this on. Got a Batman symbol there, and it actually changes color by pushing certain buttons on the remote control. Now, if I go to my other remote, and there's like three or four different remotes I have, pay attention to the bat symbol up here, turn that on, and that comes on. that also changes color. So pretty cool stuff to have in your cave. You know, I don't know if other superheroes have this kind of stuff. I doubt it. At least I haven't seen it, but it's just pretty cool to have. And some of my friends that come over and they look at this, just like, that's pretty daggone cool. So let me go back over and turn the lights back on, and then just kind of explain my setup. All right, let me turn that off, and I'll leave the other one on until after this video. All right, so with my switch splitter, and what I'll do is I'll put in the description of this switch, I'll put a link to the for this switch in the description after this video, and if you want to be able to purchase it, it's great. Now, again, for the setup that I have an Xbox Scorpion edition, I have my HP laptop, and I have an LG TV. Now, with this setup, I want you to make sure that you have a TV that is 4K compliant. What I found out the other day, this is the original TV that I used on my last video. What I found out the other day is I was using another TV that I had in storage, which isn't a 4K TV, and my TV was just continuously blinking on and off, and I was wondering what the problem was. And then I looked and I realized, oh, it's not a 4K TV. So my wife and I switched TVs. So my old TV's upstairs, and then she's allowing me to use her television down here in my cave. Still good picture upstairs, but this one will not blink out on me. So that is the first thing that you want to ensure that you are using when you're using the Scorpion Edition Xbox and a 4K splitter. Now, my 4K splitter is a 2 input and 4 output splitter. I saw videos where people were using almost the same setup, but they were using like a 1 in and 2 out. I don't know how they did that, but they managed to do it, at least according on the video. To me, as an IT guy, I didn't see how that worked. I think they had something else going on that they didn't show in their videos. But for me, I have an HDMI 2 in 4 out splitter, and again, I will put this in the video. Now, the one thing that I did do, and I'm glad I did it when I moved, or before I moved, as you can see, I have these little paper tabs here, and that is just in case I decided to move, my wife and I decided to move, which we did. It would make for a very easy setup. Xbox, stop listening. Oh, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Hey, Cortana, stop listening. All right. So that made it for a very easy setup when I came and we moved, and I started setting things up here in the cave. So as you can see, we'll start over here. I have we'll pan back over, and you'll see where my HDMI Elgato splitter is. So I have one splitter here, or one HDMI cable here, which runs, and I'm gonna pan back over. When I look at my laptop, there is my PC, which is hooked into a input, and then I have another cable running from my splitter to my Xbox. Now, this one is on the back of the Xbox. There's 2 connectors on the back of this Xbox for HDMI. You want to make sure it's set up to the HDMI out to TV part. So it's going to be the connection that is next to the power button, the power cable. All right. Then I also have another one that's running to the Elgato. Right. And my Elgato, again, I'm going to pan over so you can see it. There's my Elgato. All right. And this one, make sure that it is on the side opposite of where it says the HD60. So let me move this network cable. You see HD60 there. Make sure you hook it in to the connector on the opposite side. Then you have a power cable that runs from the Elgato back into your laptop, which is right here, right there. All right. This one's my camera. Obviously, that's my internet connection. And then I'm going to pan back over. And then the very last one that I have is just to the TV. Just simple. So right here, and there it is to the TV. And it doesn't matter which HDMI input source you use on your TV, as long as you remember it. And that's just basically the setup. So again, if I want to switch out, I can just either use the remote that came with it, and I can push whatever button, number 1, and it'll revert to the computer. There's my computer setup screen there. All right. Or I can push number 2, and it will go back to my Xbox screen. And there you have it. Now, one of the cool things that I got for this setup was an Echo Dot. And I love this thing because it does almost everything that I could want it to do so far. So for instance, if I want, for those of you who have Echo Dots, there's a skill that you can use to link it to your Xbox. So you can go in to the skill tab on the Echo Dot app or website on your computer, and computer cancel. And you can have it, you can link it to your Xbox. So then you can tell it to either turn on, turn off, play a certain game, you know, play music from Spotify, whatever the skill set is. You know, you just have to look it up on, and maybe that'll be another video that I post on how to do that. But it's just really convenient. So if you're looking at my screen, I'm going to give it a command. Now you can give your dot 3 different names. It'll come default with Alexa. I think you can call it Echo, or you can call it computer, because if I say computer too loud, it's going to respond. Okay. All right. So in this case, I'm going to give it a command. Computer, play Destiny 2.
Getting Destiny 2 base game from Xbox.
There it is. And the only thing you have to do is, once you get the Xbox command up on Alexa.
Sure what went wrong.
I'm not sure what went wrong either, but once you get that command up on your Alexa, then it's just a matter of linking your Xbox account to it, and you just follow the prompts to it, and it'll take you right there, and boom. Once it's done, you link them Bluetooth or link them both on the same your same home network, and bam, it comes up. So that's just one of the many commands. If I wanted to tell it to play Spotify, I've linked my Spotify to it. I've also got my laptop linked to it, so it is an additional speaker. So while I'm using my soundbar to play my Xbox, whatever I'm doing on my computer, if I'm watching videos or watching somebody stream, that sound is coming through my Echo Dot. So it's a pretty cool thing to have, you know, if you got a lot of things going on in your setup. So I can post a link in the description on my video, so you can see that as well. If you want to take advantage of the Echo Dot and all its capabilities, I can ask the thing to tell me the weather. I can ask it to tell me, for instance, computer, when is the next Baltimore Ravens game?
The Ravens will play later today at 7:30 p.m. away against the Redskins.
You know, it's and that stuff is built in. So it's pretty cool. Computer, what is today's weather like?
in West Lawn. It's 66 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun. Today, you can look for mostly sunny weather, with a high of 82 degrees and a low of 57 degrees.
So that's it, folks. You know, it's really a very basic setup. It's not difficult to do. What I will do also in the description, I will post a link to my last video that describes my setup more in depth than what I did here, so you can get an idea of where everything actually goes. I know I did a pretty quick one, but my last video was way more in depth, and that's going to be the video that I did at when my wife and I lived in the apartment. But the setup is still the exact same thing. The only difference is that I added an Echo Dot, which isn't connected into anything other than Bluetooth and my Wi-Fi here and my soundbar. That's the only thing that's different. My soundbar is connected in by a spiff audio cable. It does come with the RCA cable, so if you have RCA jacks in the back of your TV, you can do that. I believe it comes with a USB cable. You can do that as well if your TV has USB support on it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And it also comes with a remote control. So you can turn it on, off, control the volume, Bluetooth capability, that kind of stuff. So that is it in a nutshell. If you want a description of the soundbar that I have, I will put that in as well, or upon request, just hit me up and let me turn it up so you guys can kind of get a little idea of what the sound of this soundbar is. And that's just music from Destiny 2, the screen. All right. Well, I am about to sign off. This is the CoolB'more driver. I will be getting back in the rideshare. I know I said I was going to get back into it a few months ago, but things just didn't work out for me. So I should be getting back into it probably in the next week or so, and then I'll be out for a little while. I've got some duties elsewhere to attend to. But then after that, I will be back on the road and making other videos. So for now, this is the CoolB'more driver. I'm getting ready to play some Destiny 2 once I finish uploading this video. And I am out of here. Y'all have a good one. Be safe out there.